Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. In the entertainment world, filled with stage lights and cameras that never stop flashing, one thing is always hard to distinguish: what is real and what is merely an illusion. Amid the hustle and bustle of a global fandom, there are two names that have conquered the world not just with talent, but with a connection so genuine: Jimin and Jungkook. Yet behind the spotlight and applause, there are always shadows. Shadows cast by those who try to twist reality to suit the fantasies they create. Taekook fans try to build false narratives to undermine their closeness, but there is one thing they cannot erase: the truth always finds its way. Obsessive Taekook fans continue attempting to fabricate stories to dismantle the deep bond between Jimin and Jungkook. They weave baseless theories, snip video clips out of context, distort the narrative, and claim that Taekook is real, but hidden by HYB. Claims that are not only absurd but also reveal how far removed they are from reality. They forget one crucial thing: the truth cannot be buried forever. It always finds its way out, even through silence. The lies spread by these toxic fans are like sand on stone, easily washed away when waves of facts come crashing in. They strive to build myths about two people who, in reality, only share professional friendship. Meanwhile, on the other side, Jimin and Jungkook continue to show something deeper, something that cannot be put into words but can be felt by anyone who watches with an open heart. Taekook is just a shadow. A shadow born from manipulative edits, out-of-context clips, and imagination trying to become reality but failing every time tested by logic. All of it is an illusion without a solid foundation. In contrast, Jikook, Jimin and Jungkook, is reality that can be seen, touched, and felt. Their chemistry is never forced. It emerges naturally, from genuine laughter, from accidental glances that meet, from subtle gestures understood only by two people who know each other beyond words. Every moment together feels like a silent secret conversation, where a single smile can explain 1,000 things. When both decided to undergo their military service at the same time, the world held its breath. It was no coincidence. It was not a corporate strategy. It was a personal choice that reflected the unity and closeness they had built over the years. Silently, they affirmed one thing: we are always together, even in the most challenging times. Defending Jimin and Jungkook is not about choosing a ship. It's about recognizing the truth that stands clearly in front of everyone. Every false Taekook theory collapses when faced with real evidence of Jikook. The way Jungkook looks at Jimin with respect and admiration, or how Jimin gently shields Jungkook from relentless public pressure. No edits, no fanfiction, no fan theory can replicate the authenticity of their interactions. Authenticity that is simple yet shines brightly amid the noise of rumors. Every time the camera captures a moment when Jungkook unconsciously reaches for Jimin's arm, or when Jimin looks at Jungkook with a gentle, uncontainable smile, the fandom erupts. Some try to deny it, some pretend not to see. Yet truth has its own way of shining. It doesn't need defending, only honest attention. Time and again, their sweet moments become targets for Taekook fans refusing to accept reality. But that spontaneous hug, when Jungkook wraps his arm around Jimin from behind, says everything. No stage, no script. Just two hearts seeking each other in silence. Jungkook isn't seeking attention. He is expressing safety, comfort, something that cannot be faked. For those who refuse to see, reality always seems like a threat. But for those who watch without prejudice, every interaction between Jimin and Jungkook is a form of emotional honesty. Their relationship isn't built on rumors but on genuine laughter and consistent support. In every project, every stage, every live broadcast, there is the same energy: mutual trust. And that trust cannot be manufactured. Proof of their closeness is never limited to a single moment. It appears repeatedly. In attentive glances, in Jungkook's protective gestures whenever Jimin seems tired, in the way Jimin responds with a soft smile as if saying, "I'm okay, don't worry." This is love in its quietest form, yet the most real. While the world buzzes with speculation, Jikook chooses to speak through action. They don't need declarations of love or lengthy defenses. Just a hug, a glance, a constant presence. And everyone knows there is something between them beyond just being co-workers. And every time a new rumor arises, every time someone tries to spark hate, Jimin and Jungkook quietly extinguish it, not with words, but with consistent affection. They support each other on stage and off stage, shielding each other from pressures only understood by those living under the spotlight. That's why every Jikook video feels different. When people watch, they don't see two idols pretending to be close for the camera. They see two souls complementing each other. Their connection is like a gentle melody, not forced to be heard, yet it resonates in the hearts of everyone who pays attention. In contrast, the lies about Taekook feel cold and empty. No warmth, no authenticity. Just theory after theory trying to cover emotional voids with wild imagination. And that's the difference. Jikook is a feeling, Taekook is just a story. Let's stop believing narratives created for sensationalism. Let's start seeing what is truly real, the bond, support, and genuine affection they continue to show, even without being asked. Because Jimin and Jungkook are not just symbols of a popular duo. They are a reflection of silent but strong love. Love that doesn't need to be announced, yet can always be felt. Some may say, it's all just a game. But anyone who watches honestly knows, this is not a performance. Notice how Jungkook looks at Jimin when they laugh together. His eyes soften, his shoulders relax, and the world seems to pause. Or notice how Jimin always knows when Jungkook needs space, yet quietly remains close, attentively keeping a careful distance. This is communication without words, something only two people with a deep connection share. Whenever they are in the same room, the air seems to change. There's warmth, there's calm, something hard to explain, but it can be felt. That is Jikook energy. And even though some refuse to acknowledge it, trying to erase its meaning, reality cannot be erased. True relationships do not require public validation. They are enough to exist between two hearts that understand each other. Jimin and Jungkook prove this in the most beautiful way. They don't need to say, "We're close." The world already knows. They don't need to defend themselves from rumors. Their actions speak louder than 1,000 clarifications. Jikook is not just a story on a screen. They are reality that can be felt. Genuine laughter, warm glances, simple yet meaningful hugs. While Taekook shadows are fragile stories, Jikook is proof that true connection doesn't need words to be seen. So, let's stop getting lost in rumors and start noticing genuine authenticity. Because among thousands of theories and speculations, one thing is certain: Jimin and Jungkook are always there, together, in their own most beautiful way.